Hello there. Yes, I know the thumbnail says Ghosted Film Review. That'll be coming up after the credits. But I thought what I would do is give you a quick look at the cinema room. As I've mentioned, I've had some work done in the past couple of weeks. Discovered during the winter a bit of a leak coming through and a bit of mould. I wasn't up here very much because it was cold and wintry. So I was only coming up to give the place an airing. But I noticed that there were a few leaks from the roof and a bit of mould coming in, which I cleaned up. But there was some damp, some issues. And I had a couple of quotes for a new roof, which we had done last week. So I'm currently in the process of tidying the place up because having neglected it for a little while. Got a bit grubby, a bit dusty, a bit of debris from where the new roof was installed. It's now completely watertight, I'm told. They've put down a new fiberglass roof and there's cladding and stuff. Anyway, it's all safe and secure now. So I'm currently tidying up and I will show you exactly what I'm doing because it's very exciting. I think you'd agree. Right, so I'm doing the floors at the moment. It got a little bit dusty and grubby. Just going around them with the hoover. This is where the main part of the problem was, on the wall near the sockets, which is a bit of a worry. A lot of damp came down here. The leak was under there. You can see it's made nasty little marks on the wall, taking some of the paint off. So that's going to be decorated next week and all tidied up in the same colour. Over here is the screen. And on the other side of the wall, much the same issue. So it was mainly this sort of bottom third of the area was where the damage took place. You can see it's taking some of the paint off the wall where I've got rid of the mould. It's all clean now. Completely demoulded it and dried it out before the new roof was fitted. Now I'm just sort of tidying up. So I'm going to take the opportunity to give the room a bit of a new look. I mean, obviously it's a garage room, so there's not a massive amount of space to reshape things, but I will move a few bits and pieces round, ready for the spring and summer season of film viewing in here. So yeah, you can see, it was mainly, as I said, it was mainly this last sort of third of the room that was affected, and a little bit up in the ceiling as well. That'll all be touched up. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, and that's what I'm going to do before I get back to talking about Ghosted. So there we are, welcome back. Yes, I suppose it's the perils of having an outdoor sort of conversion. I say this was a garage which had been neglected for quite a long time. And obviously the roof had popped a few little holes and things. And over the first couple of years, while I had the cinema room conversion, some of those defects came through. But it's going to look much better now. It's going to be drier. I think it's going to be warmer as well now. It's been a bit more better insulated. So yeah, anyway, that's enough cinema room talk. Let's talk about Ghosted. Right, Ghosted might not be a film that's available to a lot of you because it's on Apple TV Plus, which I know a lot of people don't have. But if you do have it, I'm going to recommend it. I watched it on Saturday, came out on Friday, dropped on Friday. And this is quite a big budget action thriller film, directed by Dexter Fletcher, formerly of Press Gang. And, of course, we know him more recently. He rescued the Bohemian Rhapsody film by finishing off the direction of that. And he directed the excellent Rocket Man, the biopic of Elton John. He's a very good director, very unassuming. This is his first opportunity to do a real big Hollywood blockbuster thing. It's a shame it ended up on streaming because I think it could have had a good life in the cinema. Because it's very much an old school, old-fashioned rom-com thriller. Think things like Mr. and Mrs. Jones, think Night and Day. It's quite an underrated Tom Cruise, Cameron Diaz thriller from a few years ago, which I must watch again actually because I really enjoyed that at the time. There's some good action in that. This follows that sort of formula of two mismatched people. One's an adventurer and one isn't, and how they come together. Of course, the flip this time is that the action hero figure is Anna de Armas' Sadie Rhodes, who meets up with Cole Turner, played by Chris Evans, Captain America, at a farmer's market. He's a farmer, leads a quiet, unassuming life, not being particularly successful romantically, which is a bit odd because he's not a bad-looking boy. Anyway, he strikes up a friendship with her and he asks her out on a date. They have a very successful date, if you know what I mean. But when he contacts her afterwards, she won't reply to his messages. He's phoning her, she's not replying. He's being ghosted, I think the young people call it. Instead of doing what most of us do, say, oh well, I'll leave that there. He becomes not exactly obsessed, but he's very keen on her. He tracks her down with something to do with a ventilator, which I didn't really understand. Finds out she's in London, which is a bit of a puzzler because he's in the sticks in America. He shoots over to London to surprise her, and he's instantly attacked by a couple of goons who knock him out, and he wakes up in a cave in Pakistan, where he's interrogated by a very sinister bad guy. I think his name Leclerc or something. Leclerc. I'll put his name down here. Played by Adrian Brody with due sinister intent. He seems to think that Cole is the tax man who has got the codes to a bioweapon called Aztec. Of course he isn't. He's just a farmer. Guess who Taxman is? You got it. It's Ana de Armas' character, Sadie. She bursts in and rescues him. A high-speed, very spectacular chase ensues in the Khyber Pass, and the film then develops into this romantic comic thriller whereby they're chased by the villains who want to get these codes. They discover that she's actually Taxman. There's a lot of action sequences. There's a good scene on a plane. There's a very spectacular fight scene at the end on this revolving restaurant, and a lot of good-natured banter and thrills and spills. It's actually a very good film. You might have read some reviews that are a bit there's no chemistry between Chris Evans and Ana de Armas. I don't know what they were watching because they sizzle off the screen. They really, they're clearly a chemistry there. She actually replaced Scarlett Johansson, who was originally cast, but for scheduling reasons, she wasn't able to do the film, so Ana de Armas stepped in. And you'll remember her, of course, from No Time to Die, and I think recently she was in quite a controversial film about Marilyn Monroe, Bombshell, which I haven't seen. She's great. She's a sassy looking woman. She kicks ass. In fact, very sensibly, very knowingly. They put her in a very similar dress to the one that she wore in No Time to Die. This is actually a good, fun film. So don't listen to those naysaying, sniffy, broadsheet critics who really have come down heavily on this film. It's actually very good fun. It's 2 hours of... It's a Saturday night film. That's when I watched it. It is, as they say, a Saturday night beer and pizza film. You sit down and have some fun, looking at the spectacular locations, looking at the pretty people, and thinking, I wish I looked like them. And enjoying the action scenes, because it's a good, full-on, full-blooded thriller. Of course, it's the 21st century, so you've got the role reversal where it's the woman who's the spy. But Cole does step up to the plate. He becomes a bit more of an action man as the film goes on, because obviously he's a fish out of water. He's this country boy who's not used to all this sort of activity, but he takes to it rather well. And of course, there's the romantic sort of thing where their initial attraction turns to shock from Cole when he discovers who she really is. He doesn't want anything to do with it. But as they get deeper into the story and the adventure, of course, their attraction increases. So it's very corny, it's very predictable, but that's what's good about it. It is old school. It's got no pretensions. It hasn't got a message. It isn't wagging its finger at us. It isn't trying to lecture us. It's just saying, look at this adventure film and enjoy it. And I did. So as I said, ignore the critics who've been really arsey about it. And just, if you can, sit down and watch this film. I think you'll have a good time with it. It's Ghosted. It's not a film that at the end of the year I'm going to say, oh yeah, that's in my top 10. But for 2 hours on a Saturday night, it's really good fun. Doesn't strain the brain. It's not over long. And it's just very enjoyable. So Ghosted is worth a look if you've got access to Apple TV+. I'm going to give that 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this vid, this little tour of the cinema room post damage and pre-recovery, which I think the painting's going to be done next week, and then a few bits and pieces to tidy up because it's a bit messy around here. I didn't show you too much messy stuff. And then we're back in action. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, press that subscribe button. Wherever it is, I think it might be there. Like and leave a comment and tell your friends. That might be any idea. Little present for people. Anyway, that's me for now. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon until I do. Keep checking the stuff.